Hello and welcome to the world of pride, and I am your host, the one and only Kippy Love. Yeah, yeah, Kippy Love, Kippy Love. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna do a short little video of this product I bought the other day. I cannot pronounce the name of it, but it's electrical cable ties. It's a one roll, half-inch by 25 yards. And usually when you want to tie up some ties, I've got a couple that I've already tied up. I started using these things here, these things here, like this, and you put this through the hole like this, like that, and then you pull it through this other side, and it'll tighten up around the wire like that, like it has with these wires here. But of course, the bad thing about these is when you have to use the cords, like I got one over here, I got this one, and the bad part about using it is you have to be very careful when you get your scissor. You have to have a super strong scissor, and you got to make sure that none of the wires are between the clippers when you do it. And sometimes they can be a major pain in the butt to cut. And that's one style of cutting, wrapping them up. And you're not supposed to really wrap them up really tight because you'll mess up the wiring and everything inside of it. So you're really supposed to wrap it up instead of circling it like this, around it like that. You're supposed to wrap it up like it was manually done, like when they gave it to you on their thing. They usually, when they send them to you, they want to be cheap when they do it. And so what they do is they send you one of these. It's not a nice one like this. This is a bread tie. They use cheaper wires than that, and you basically tie this around here like so. And if the wires are not big enough, like this one's falling apart on me because it's not big enough, like I said. See, I'm trying to do it right, but you can see where the wires are so tiny, you have to use like two of them to get it to work. So you need to use two of those. Well, what I'm going to do is, with these new things I've got, put this through this one here like this, so it'll hold it together. So by the time I get back with what I'm doing here, they'll stay together like this. See? All right, now let me put that down. Now I'm going to get the electrical cable ties, and I don't know why they call it ties, because it's not really a tie. It's a kind of a strap type thing. We're going to open up the strap thing, or the box, and be careful that we don't rip it, because we want to be able to save the box so I can put more back in there. So what I need to do is I need to estimate about how much I'm going to use, and so it's going to be probably going to use about that much right there. Now, I put about that big of a thing, right? I'm going to use about that much. So I need one that's going to be about this long, for about there. So I'm going to pull it up to about here. I'm going to pull it off. Probably don't even need that much. Probably less than that. Let me see here if I can. Let's see, I don't want to use too much, because that'd be a waste if I use too much. But you want to make sure you put it all the way around the wire. So we're going to use it about there. So let me cut this off. I'm going to cut it off about right here. There we go. Now, one side's very soft and smooth, like fabric, how you know, the sort of like two different things I use. You know, when you get those little balls and you throw it at the dartboard and they stick to the wall. On one side is this soft stuff here, and on the other side is this kind of pokey thing. You know, it feels like a difference between being on the top of the rug and being on the bottom of the rug. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take these off here, and I've got it wrapped up where I want it, about that much. Now what you do is you take this around the outside of it. So you want to make it tight enough that it'll fit around, but you want to make it tight enough so it won't come apart. It won't be too loose, or it won't be too hard to do. And then you just basically wrap this around the outside of it, and this will basically hold it in place for you, and it's reusable. So when I get through, when I want to open it, I basically just find the part here and unravel it, and then I can use my wire, and then when I'm through using my wire, I can put it back in here. Or if I have, let's say I use this one as an example, because I know I'm going to use this one again. I gotta be careful not to cut the wire. I see it's so hard to cut these plastic things without hurting the wire or hurting your hand or messing up the scissor. And this one's just gonna be a small one. And this one's too small, compact or whatever, to you know, to double it, like wrap it up like this, because you don't want to really, you know, mess up the wire too much. So I'm going to leave it like this. So I'm just going to use a small piece for that. Put this down, get the end of it. We're going to pull it about the length of the wire there, like that. So we're going to do it about this long, like that, about this long. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around like this. I made it longer than I wanted it to be, but I want it enough to where it'll hold together. Now let's say this is about the length you need to plug into one of the other ends, and you don't want all your wire hanging out. Now you can double it, put one down here, and make it so it doesn't open up or fan open like this, you know, or something like that. You can make it tight on both sides, like that. And then if I wanted to, I could have put one on this side and that hold this piece in, so you can pull this out, stretch it a little bit, just enough to where you can, and then you can put it like that together. You can put another one on this side that'll hold that wire together. See, instead of it, you know, hanging out like this, you know. But let's say I have to move this and make it longer. So what you have to do is you have to pull this piece off, and you basically just pull on it and it'll come off the thing. Now let's say I need about, see, this much space to plug into my apparatus. Then I could just reuse this one, and I could just, oh, first I have to get it in the right position first. You gotta make sure you get it in the right spot. It's supposed to be reusable, so let me make sure I got it in here the right way. And then you push it a little bit down like this around it, and there it is, see? So you get to reuse it a second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th time or whatever until you get it the right way you want it. But anyway, that's our video. So it's a little bit, you know, might be a little bit harder to use than this, or might be better than using this, because if you use these eventually, after so many twists of putting these two together here like this, so many twists or something like that, you'll eventually break the wire, and then eventually, as you're trying to move it around, it's going to break the wire, and then it's going to fall apart. Then you have this way too, but sometimes it's, you know, like try to put this on here, you know, you're going to have to like wrap it, twist, wrap, twist, wrap, twist. And then if you put this in a storage bin, and you put it in the attic, or you put it in the garage or something like that, heat will get to it and cause it to weaken over. And even after so many years of this being on there, eventually it'll be hard and it'll break automatically, and then your wires are all in place. And then sometimes this will get sticky too. It'll melt a little bit. Then you have this sticky rubber stuff all over your stuff. So yeah, you don't want that either, you know. So I bought this on Amazon, and you can find you some too. They got 1/2 inch, they got 3/4 inch, and I think they had a 1/4 inch or 1/8 of an inch or something like that, just depending on how big you want the, you know, the rope, the sting, the Velcro, whatever it's called. But anyway, that's our video, and if you ever get a chance to find some, you can look online for the electrical cable tie, or Velcro in my book. Well, that's our video. Y'all have a awesome day and a perfect tomorrow. I catch y'all scratching post where we can meow about, I don't know, maybe rolling up some catnip, you know, because you're rolling up the tie thing around the wire. Okay, anyway.